It was a cold, foggy night when Claire decided to drive through the old countryside roads on the outskirts of her town. She had always been fascinated by abandoned places, and tonight, curiosity had drawn her to an old mansion that locals whispered about. But no one dared approach after sunset. As her car headlights cut through the thick fog, the mansion came into view. Broken windows, ivy crawling up its walls, and a faint, unnatural mist surrounding it. The air felt heavier as she stepped out of the car, and a shiver ran down her spine. Something about the house felt alive, watching her every move. Dude. Claire hesitated at the edge of the driveway, taking in the eerie silence. The wind howled through the nearby trees, carrying with it faint whispers she couldn't quite understand. She shook her head, telling herself it was only her imagination. Still, something about the house called to her. It wasn't just curiosity anymore. It felt like a pull, an invisible hand guiding her toward the entrance. She pushed open the rusty gate, its creak echoing unnaturally in the foggy night. As she walked up the cracked stone path, each step seemed to awaken the house. The whispers grew slightly louder, almost forming words she couldn't catch. Her heartbeat quickened. She paused, listening. Then it came, a soft, almost childlike giggle from inside the mansion. She froze. The front door was slightly ajar, revealing a dark hallway. Taking a deep breath, Claire stepped inside. The smell of damp wood and decay filled her lungs. Dust floated in the air, illuminated by her flickering flashlight. The floorboards groaned beneath her feet, and shadows danced across the walls, shifting as if alive. She moved cautiously, the whispers following her with a rhythm, growing louder with each step. In the main hall, she noticed old portraits hanging crookedly on the walls. Faces of people long dead stared at her, their eyes seeming to track her every move. A sudden chill ran through her, and she felt a cold brush against her arm. Spinning around, there was nothing, only darkness. The whispers became clearer, almost coherent. Leave. You don't belong. Stay with us. Terrified but unable to stop, Claire found a staircase leading to the basement. Each step down felt heavier than the last. The darkness swallowed her as she descended, her flashlight barely cutting through the gloom. The basement was vast and empty, save for a few broken pieces of furniture and old photographs on the walls. She recognized them, children long gone, their eyes staring directly at her, full of sorrow and warning. A sudden giggle echoed behind her, soft and sinister. She spun around, but the space was empty. The whispers grew more distinct, forming words she could now understand. You're ours now. You can't leave. Panic surged through her. She turned to run, but the basement seemed endless. Hallways stretching impossibly, doors leading nowhere. At the far end of the basement, a large antique mirror caught her attention. Her reflection seemed normal at first, but slowly it began to smile without her moving her lips. Its eyes glowed faint red, and a voice seemed to echo in her mind. You're mine. Claire stumbled back, heart racing. The whispers became screams, surrounding her from every corner of the basement. Desperate, she noticed a small hidden door she hadn't seen before. Inside, a dimly lit room revealed hundreds of names scratched into the wooden walls. Most were old, dating back decades, but one was fresh, her own. The room seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Panic-stricken, Claire realized the truth. The house had chosen her. it wouldn't let her go. She ran toward the staircase, but the layout had changed. Hallways twisted unnaturally, doors vanished, and shadows seemed to reach for her. The whispers had become a chorus of voices chanting her name, echoing endlessly. A figure appeared in the distance, a small child's skull-like face pointing at her silently, screaming. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. As the darkness closed in, she felt herself being drawn into the walls, the floor, the very air of the house. The whispers calmed. A single voice, now clear above all others. Now, you belong to us. Forever. And next morning, when neighbors finally approached the mansion, they found nothing unusual, except for the faint smell of candle wax and a single, flickering light in the basement. Claire's car was gone, her belongings left behind, and in the broken mirror on the wall, a new reflection appeared. Eyes, glowing red, smiling with a sinister awareness that was no longer just her own. The mansion stood silently, waiting for its next visitor, ready to claim another soul.